to Lugaci DriveTime here at the Geneva Motor Show 2016. Here we're having a look at the Koenigsegg Regera. This is the production spec model, only 80 units to come out. This is a 1500 horsepower monster weighing exactly the same as its power, 1500 kilos. We can't wait to see this coming out on our roads. Moving along, we're going to have a look at the final series of the Regera, called the Regera Final, 1 of 1. Of course, there's 3 of these going to be made, but each one is going to be completely bespoke to the customer's desires. The 1 of 1 is fitted with an upgraded 1 megawatt engine and weighs in at just 1,380 kilograms, with all fluids and fuel on board. This is going to be a special vehicle, only 3 available. Too bad none are left. Then the last car we're seeing is the Koenigsegg Regera RS. This is unfortunately all sold out too, Koenigsegg having finally sold their 25 cars in just 10 months. Next up, we're here at W Motors, showing off the Lykan Hypersport. You all got to see that in Fast and Furious 7. This is the first Arab supercar. This car has a motor made by Rough Engines, 3.7 litre twin turbocharged flat 6, developing 770 horsepower for a total weight of 1,400 kilograms, making it sprint from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds. This car is priced at $3.4 million. 6 of the 7 cars have been sold, and the last one is just waiting for someone to buy it. Moving on to the Pagani booth, where we can finally see the Huayra BC. The BC, named after Benny Caiola, who was the company's first customer. Pagani selling his first car at the 1999 Geneva Motor Show. This car now has over 750 horsepower, moving up to 789 horsepower. Only 20 of these are going to be made, and as for most of the supercars here, it's already sold out. And right next to this Huayra BC, Pagani are presenting the Pacchetto Tempesta, an update for the current Huayra, including aerodynamic changes, new wheels, a new exhaust, the whole pack coming in at 160,000 euros for current customers. And here we are now at the Croatian automaker Rimac Automobilis booth. Here they're presenting the Concept 1 electric supercar, putting out an amazing 1,072 horsepower with 1,180 feet-pounds of torque. This is an amazing car. This has just gone production, with only 8 being made. Alongside the Concept 1, Rimac has brought the evil twin, called the Concept S. This version drops some weight, 50 kilograms, and gains an additional 296 horsepower. That drops 0.1 seconds off the 0 to 62 time, and more than a second from the dash to 186 miles per hour. Now this orange car is a Sin R1 road car, a 444 horsepower lightweight sports car on sale for a little over 100,000 euros. This car is powered by a Chevrolet-sourced 6.2 litre V8 engine, reaches a top speed of 170 miles per hour, and is capable of the 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds. And here we are with Zinvo, the Danish supercar manufacturer famously known for its car bursting into flames on Top Gear. They've now taken the ST1 and made two models out of it. Here the TSR is meant to be a pure track vehicle, getting all the safety and performance equipment required for such a gig. Super sticky tires, track-only Michelins, and the aerodynamic aids are far bigger. Right next to this car, the grey TS1. This is a more comfortable ride thanks to a serious update to the cabin. This car boasts 1,104 horsepower and 1,050 pound-feet of torque from its twin-charged 6.8 litre V8 engine. We are now hoping that this car might reappear on Top Gear, leaving us with a better souvenir. Let's now have a look at the interior of this car. This is a beautiful two-tone yellow and black interior, finely crafted leather, beautiful dashboard. This car is a beautiful sight. And here we have the Touring Superleggera Disco Volante Spider. Having seen the coupe model a couple years back here in red, here's a blue version of the car in a Targa format. As usual, Touring Superleggera stun us with their design. This car is made by supplying your Alfa Romeo 8C Spider an unspecified amount of money and then waiting a little over than 6 months to get the Touring Superleggera Disco Volante Spider. After going bust in 2013, Spiker cars are back with the new C8 Preliator concept. Powered by a 4.2 litre V8 making 525 horsepower, Spiker will produce 50 examples of the C8 Preliator, costing 325,000 euros for the manual version and 330,000 euros if you prefer the automatic. Liechtenstein-based Nano Flow Cell present their Quant E concept. This car has a Nano Flow Cell battery powered by electricity, producing 925 horsepower. This car has a top speed of 380 kilometers per hour with a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.8 seconds. As you can see, this car has a particular designs with the doors spanning the front and the back seats. Now move over to the small, more practical Quantino. This car is powered by Nano Flow Cell and is the world's first low-voltage electric vehicle. This car has a 108 horsepower electric motor, still sending it to 100 kilometers per hour in less than 5 seconds. And here we are on the Lamborghini booth looking at the Lamborghini Huracan LP610 Spider. This is a stunning car in a white finish with blue interior. Lamborghini have chosen to show off 3 Huracans and the amazing Centenario with no Aventadors on the booth. Moving along, we can see the Huracan Aveo Special Edition. This car was made to honor the Air Force with the signature satin blue finish and the white stripes. Here we are, the Lamborghini Centenario, honoring the 100th birthday of Ferruccio Lamborghini, the company's founder. This car is finished all in carbon with a mix of glossy carbon and matte finish on the top of the car. This car is powered by the same engine as the Aventador, the 6.5-litre V12 with 770 horsepower. This car reaches 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds with a 0 to 186 miles per hour in just 23.5 seconds with a top speed of 218 miles per hour. Lamborghini is only producing 20 coupes and 20 roadsters, and again, all 40 of the supercars have already been sold. Now let's have a look at the Ital-designed GT0 concept. As you can see, this is a Lamborghini-looking shooting brake. With this design, you can only know that there's going to be power. In fact, it's powered by 3 electric motors producing 483 horsepower. This car has a range of 310 miles and a top speed limited to 155 miles per hour. And here's the Ford GT. Although we've already seen it, we can't get enough of it. With prices starting at $400,000, this money gets you a mid-engine twin-turbo V6 good for 600 horsepower, full carbon fiber construction, body panels, and active aerodynamics. Production starts in 2016 and expect there to be less than 1,000 cars. Moving on to Aston Martin, who have just unveiled their new DB11. This car is the first of the new generation of Aston Martin street cars. Powered by a 5.2-litre twin-turbocharged V12 engine, this car goes up to 600 horsepower with 516 pound-feet of torque, enabling it to reach 62 miles per hour in 3.9 seconds. Prices start at $220,000 and it will be released later this year. You might recognize it as the Gumpert Apollo, but it is now known as the Apollo N. Power still comes from a twin-turbocharged 4.2-litre V8 engine rated at 690 horsepower, and Apollo claims the N will hit 62 miles per hour from rest in 3 seconds, reaching a top speed of 223 miles per hour. And now we're moving on to the main attraction at the Apollo booth. It's the Aero prototype. Inspired by Shark's and F-22 Raptor stealth fighter, this car has a blistering 1,000 horsepower and aims for a total weight of 1,300 kilograms. This car will be one of the more affordable hypercars, costing less than 1 million euros, and will have its power source from a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 engine from Audi. Now feast your eyes on this new coach-built two-door coupe from Cannes, the Vengeance. Based on the Aston Martin DB9, this car had its exterior entirely reworked and completely hand-built. The design is said to take influence from Aston Martins of the 80s and 90s, and we can even notice a tailgate inspired by the DB7 Zagato. There are other beautiful features like the chrome grille or the retro-styled rims. Of course, this is only a physical modification, as the engine has been left completely untouched, respecting Aston Martin's engineering. We now head to the booth of British supercar maker Arash, with an updated version of the AF10 flagship, complete with a hybrid drivetrain. This drivetrain is said to pack a supercharged V8 and 4 electric motors for a combined output of more than 2,000 horsepower. Next to this car, we have the more attainable AF8 Cassini. Coming in at $240,000, this car produces 550 horsepower from a 7-litre LS7 V8 sourced from General Motors Company. Peak torque is 476 pound-feet, and it has a 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration in 3.5 seconds. And now we're here with the McLaren 570 GT. A Grand Tourer version of the 570S with softer suspension, a comfy ride while retaining the full 562 horsepower of the 3.8-litre twin-turbocharged V8 engine. McLaren have also brought along the 675LT Spider. Only 500 will be made, and this special one is a one-off creation by MSO. Finished in ceramic grey and with even greater levels of carbon fiber than the standard model, this car's engine bay is finished with a 24-karat gold heat shield around the titanium exhaust system. And now the star of the show, this is the McLaren P1, the McLaren hypercar. This car has also had the MSO treatment with a full carbon fiber body. Current McLaren P1 owners can bring theirs to MSO and have theirs fitted with the new carbon fiber finish. Honda have done the European premiere of their new upcoming NSX in production specs. Full specs have not been officially announced, but we can await 550 horsepower from the turbocharged V6 engine with an all-new 9-speed dual-clutch automatic gearbox and 3 electric motors. To end this episode of Lugaci DriveTime at the Geneva Motor Show, let's have a look at the rough lineup. First up is the Rough Ultimate, the 582 horsepower mean machine with its 3.6-litre 6, thanks to the efforts of turbocharging. Moving along to the RTR Nero, based on the latest 991 chassis, this car has an output of 791 horsepower. Now this car based on the 993 is the Rough Turbo R Limited, a 612 horsepower beast with a top speed of 211 miles per hour. We're going to move along to the fastest Rough of this lineup, the CTR3. This mid-engined hypercar has 777 horsepower, making it reach a blistering 236 miles per hour top speed. The front of this car was based off of a Porsche 911, with the entire rear of the car being totally hand-built in-house by Rough. Let's let those figures sink in. Now for the next car, this is a stock Porsche Carrera 2.7 RS. It was found in a barn and completely rebuilt by Rough, respecting its stock form. And finally, the legendary Rough CTR2 in its wide body formed with an obnoxious spoiler. This is now the end of this show, and we thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, check out our Instagram and Twitter pages at Lugaci DriveTime.